A fourth stimulus check. Is it actually coming? Well, in this video, I'm going to be giving you multiple reasons why a fourth stimulus check could still absolutely be coming. Let's get into it right away. But if you haven't done so yet, or if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video so I can keep you updated each and every day with all of this information that continues changing very rapidly. I know it's a tough time out there and hard to determine what is actually going on with all of these massive changes as a result of these huge multi-trillion-dollar packages, proposals, announcements, provisions, reform, all of these other things that are going on. But don't worry, I'm right here by your side every single day doing all the research on your behalf, and I distill it all down into these short videos because I want to make sure that you're getting as much money, benefits, and anything else we possibly can right now, because it is a really tough time, especially for low-income and fixed-income beneficiaries like we talk about so much here right on the channel. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to join the community by hitting that subscribe button right down below the video. It's totally free to do so, and my promise to you is to be here for you every single day because I truly want to help everybody in this community. All right, thank you so much. Let's get into this right now. All right, so yes, in fact, there are a lot of changes that continue happening every single day. There's all kinds of announcements, all kinds of amendments, proposals, all kinds of things happening all the time right now. So it is really difficult to try to determine what is actually going on. Now, there's a lot of talk about a fourth stimulus check. No matter where you look, there is so much talk about a fourth stimulus check. On one side of the spectrum, we have many people coming out saying, no, absolutely not. Under no circumstances will there ever in the history of the world ever be a fourth stimulus check. Well, then on the other side of the spectrum, there's many people that are also saying, yes, there's no way that they cannot issue another stimulus check. And then, of course, all throughout the spectrum, there are many people kind of on both sides saying, yes, well, maybe, or no, I don't really think so, but possibly. So I want to actually talk through multiple different reasons in this video why there could still be a fourth stimulus check coming, because here's the thing. As we continue moving forward, especially right now as the landscape has changed so much, the case building for a fourth stimulus check is only strengthening literally every single day. So I want to talk through this a little bit further. Let's get into these points. I'm going to elaborate a little bit on each of them, but I probably won't go into too much detail, just simply because it should be pretty easy to kind of follow along here and understand kind of the points that I'm making here, but I will elaborate on a few of these points a little bit. All right, number one. Congress will be returning from their vacation here in a matter of just days. The landscape has changed significantly since they left on vacation. They actually left the Friday before Christmas, actually like a week and a day before Christmas. So they've been gone a few weeks now. The landscape has changed significantly since they left on vacation, right? A lot of things have changed in a huge way, right? So that's number one. Number two is also they need to get a big win under their belt. Here's the thing. They've been talking about this Build Back Better agenda that they've been working on literally since April of 2021. And they have not been able to get anything done with it. They've been spending months and months and months talking about this package, negotiating, going back and forth, and they've done absolutely nothing with it. My point is they have not passed the bill, and when they come back, they're talking about bringing it to the floor for a vote, and that's what Chuck Schumer has said. But again, they need a massive win. We've actually seen multiple different senators come out. We've seen representatives come out. We've seen all kinds of lawmakers coming out saying, hey, Democrats need a huge win right now. We've got to do something. We don't really care what it is. We just need to get a win under our belt and show the American people that we can actually perform and get the work done when it's put in front of us. Because right now, they haven't really gotten a whole lot done right now, right? Yes, they did pass the bipartisan infrastructure bill a few months ago, but that was bipartisan. So a lot of these Democrats that are coming out are saying, hey, we've got to show the American people that we can work independently right now because we are in full control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. We need to show everybody that we can work independently. So they need a massive win, and they recognize this. They know it. So at this point, they just need to get something done to show the American people that, hey, we can perform when the work is put in front of us. We can get the job done. So that's another little bit of a catalyst right there, is the motivation for them to come out and actually do something right now when it comes to the Build Back Better or anything else that they actually want to get done. There's a lot that they could be doing right now. Next, A couple weeks ago, about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago or so now, a couple of representatives came out and talked about introducing yet again another stimulus package. They were calling it a COVID relief bill, but honestly, it's the exact same thing. COVID relief bill or stimulus package, it's all one and the same. It's literally the exact same thing. So when they return from their vacation, we could see a couple different amendments coming out, as in new bills to introduce a new COVID relief bill. So we've had a few different representatives talk about this just over the last week and a half or 2 weeks or so now, and I'm interested to see when they return, are we going to see a couple of representatives hit the floor and say, hey, check it out, while we were gone, I was doing my homework, and I'm now presenting this new COVID relief bill. Again, looking for another win. Maybe they put the Build Back Better agenda on the back burner for a little while, and they do something that might be a little bit easier to get through, maybe another COVID relief bill, something like this, just to get them that win that they're looking for right now. Remember, very important that they get something done here, something big, or something good in a big way for the American people. Very important. Next, COVID. Absolutely surging right now. I don't know how else to put it. It is like taking over this country right now. In fact, just a few days ago, we only had about 5 or 6 states or so that were seeing new record cases, surging cases all across. But now, as of right now, there's over 15 states that are now hitting new high COVID numbers on a daily basis. So over 15 states. It's only going to be a matter of a few days here, according to experts and the doctors and everybody who follows this. It's only going to be a matter of days until this is essentially the entire country, every single day, hitting new high records. So it's literally taking over. We're seeing new records across the entire country as a whole, going up by like 47,000, 100,000 in a day, breaching the old records. So I even saw some reports saying we could be seeing 1 million cases a day soon. Has the landscape changed? Yeah, unbelievable. It has changed in a huge, huge way since Congress left just a couple weeks ago, right? So that's another reason why right there. Next, we're coming into the midterm election cycle here very, very soon. So the midterm election, I get it. It's way out in November of 2022. It's not that far away. It's only like 10 months away, right? It is not that far out. So the point is, the election cycle will be starting very soon here, and they got to get on that. Again, they need a big win under their belt before this whole election cycle starts, because if they go into that with nothing done, voters might look at this and say, I don't really know what to do anymore. We were promised so many different things. All of these things were said. We're going to live our lives all rosy and green grass fields and all these daisy fields and stuff like this with butterflies. And 2021 didn't really turn out to be that way. Again, I'm not here to rip on any party in particular. I'm simply saying, this is just kind of what's been happening, right? So many things were told to us like, oh, you're going to get this, you're going to get that. Relief is coming. Is it really coming? I don't know about you, but I haven't really seen it. I'm just saying, I'm just letting you know what I'm experiencing and what I'm seeing myself when I'm doing all the research. And again, I don't take sides when I make my videos like this. When I do all the research and stuff like this, I do not take sides. Honestly, I go right down the middle in my own personal life. I agree with a little bit on both sides, but I'm just saying, a lot of us at this point, I think, are getting a little bit sick of struggling right now. I see it down below in the comment section. I know a lot of you here in the community are just simply saying, we don't care who the party is. Please just get us some relief right now. That's all we really want. That's all we really need. We don't care who it comes from. We don't care if it's from Democrats or Republicans. We don't care if it's bipartisan. Just somebody do something already, right? I think that's how all of us are feeling right now. And honestly, I think a lot of us in this community can probably agree we couldn't care less the name of what it is. A stimulus check, universal basic income, guaranteed basic income, monthly checks. Honestly, call it who knows what. Honestly, we don't really care what the name of it is. All we want is just money into our accounts to help us out during this time, right? I think all of us can probably agree on that. Pretty widespread here in the community, right? So yes, I think all of us can watch that very closely. So next, we also have to watch everything else that's going on out in the economy right now. So retail sales are slowing down. Retail sales, in other words, how much money, us, the consumer, are we going out into retail stores and spending on things that are necessities and the discretionary spending, as in discretionary is in other words, going out buying things we don't necessarily need. But again, all all that flows back to the how it impacts the economy and retail sales. It's starting to slow down. In other words, people are not spending quite as much money because our money is somewhat finite, and therefore inflation continues to rage higher. Therefore, we can only spend so much money, right? We can only buy so much. Our money only buys us so much, especially with inflation going up as much as it is right now, which is, again, another point. Inflation continues to increase right now. It's eroding our purchasing power. In other words, how much can we get for $1? Well, we can get significantly less today for $1 than what we could actually get 6 months ago, 9 months ago, 12 months, 24 months ago. We can get significantly less today for that same $1 than what we were actually getting, 6 months, a year ago, 2 years ago, things like this. So again, something else we've got to watch very closely, because ultimately that's digging into our pockets, our bank accounts every time that we go out and try to buy something, right? Next is the economic impact of COVID. Now we might be wondering, what's the economic impact? Who cares? It's not doing anything. Yeah, it is. It's doing a big number right now. Let me lay out a few things. I've talked about this in previous videos, but let me lay out the list once again, and this continues to expand. A lot of different businesses, industries are really getting whacked right now when it comes to all this COVID business. For example, airlines. How many thousands of flights have been canceled in the last week? The last number I saw was over 7,000 just in the last week. That's a lot. That's a lot of money, considering every plane carries what? 200 people or something like that? On average, what is it? Let's just say 200 people per plane, and we have 7,000 flights. That's a lot of money, you know what I mean? And say every airline ticket is, a couple $100. I mean, we're talking millions upon millions of dollars, right? A lot of money at stake right there. That's just the airline industry. What about restaurants? Again, another major industry right now that's getting absolutely slammed when it comes to all of this COVID business, especially over on the East Coast. I've seen a number of different stories from a lot of prominent restaurants over in New York closing. Why? Because they can't have people coming in when COVID cases are reaching records over in New York, New Jersey, Florida, Illinois, Ohio, Massachusetts, Michigan. I mean, literally, the states go on and on and on, all of these different states that are hitting records right now. So a lot of these restaurants are closing. Well, a couple weeks ago, about a week and a half ago or so, we saw multiple other industries closing and postponing. The NFL, NHL, NBA, right? Professional sports. We had Broadway. We have the Rockettes concerts or performances, closing. All kinds of different things that are closing. Again, causing millions upon millions of dollars of economic activity that's just kind of drying up, right? Cancellations. So I do know that this is somewhat on a smaller scale right now. However, what happens in, let's just say 3 weeks, 4 weeks from right now, when we continue to extend the rate of this virus spreading right now out, another, let's just say 3 or 4 weeks, and we see all of these closures and cancellations and all of these things starting to spread across the entire country, what's that going to do? It's going to create millions, probably billions, tens of billions of dollars of money that should be flowing into the economy that's not, right? It's not being spent because there's all cancellations, closures, bankruptcies, all kinds of different things that are happening. In fact, just the other day I told you there were almost 300 banks that are closing. Banks closing. Why? Because of the COVID thing, right? Again, so there's multiple different industries that are being impacted by all of this. Now, again, we don't have any necessarily like federal restrictions saying, hey, you got to lock down, you got to close up. They have not come out and done anything like that yet. But we're having all of these self-imposed restrictions and closures, cancellations, things like that. So whether it's actually mandated, as in we must close, we must lock down, or whether it's actually self-imposed, it doesn't really matter. The point is, a closure is a closure. Cancellation is a cancellation, whether it's mandated or whether it is just self-imposed. It's all a cancellation, and that is money that's not flowing into the economy. Therefore, we also have to remember, too, what is the point of stimulus checks? Stimulus checks are to stimulate the economy, right? They give money to the people, and the point of this stimulus check is give the money to us, and then we're instructed to go out and spend the money out in retail stores, do whatever we want with it, spend the money. So It's like a big circle. They give us money, we go out and we spend it, and then we stimulate the economy. It's the whole purpose behind it, right? So if we start to see some of these economic activities start to slow down and impact the economy in a big way, they're going to want to do something about that. How do you do it? Print up some money, send it out to the people, tell the people, go spend the money, right? It's how you do it. It's exactly what they do. So I hope this helps you out. And again, there's a lot of different reasons out there. And realistically, every single day, as all of this continues to progress, the actual evidence backing up all of this to point toward additional stimulus checks continues to actually solidify and actually gain momentum every single day. So, wow, there's a lot going on out there, and this is not even the complete list. This is just, I don't know, however many I said there, 5, 6, 7, 8 different reasons why. I could probably give you a list of 40 different reasons, or possibly even more, for why it would only make sense to send out additional stimulus checks. So, hope this kind of makes sense. So again, if you're new here or if you haven't done so, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video. It's totally free to do so, and I'm here for you every single day to lay all this information out, to do all the research on your behalf, and to do anything I possibly can to help everybody in this community. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe down below, share this video with your friends, family, and social media, and go back and check out some of the other 2,000 videos right here on the channel. And of course, I will continue to keep you updated as we get more information on anything that we can take advantage of right now. Enjoy your day. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll catch you again later in